Hello everybody, thank you so much for coming this morning. A very warm welcome back to the IPA Big Breakfast. It is amazing to have you here as we continue to push and stimulate economic activity for our industry. So it's all really about making new connections and expanding your business network. So when we go back to the diner after the presentation in 10 minutes, please do keep moving around the tables and meeting new people. My name is Brendan Perring, and I am the General Manager of the Independent Print Industries Association that hosts this event. Now, before I welcome Mike Beese of DecTek to the Freshly Juiced stage, I want to thank our incredible sponsor, Duplo, who has enabled us to make this session free for you to attend. Duplo provides sustainable, high-precision, automated print finishing technology, which enables customers to turn paper into great communication and grow their businesses. Their range includes entry-level to commercial booklet production with technology that is highly versatile and robust, perfect for any requirement. With the introduction of the iSaddle, Duplo has also brought automation and super-fast make-readies to traditional saddle stitching. Not content with all of that, Spot UV embellishment with its DewSense sensory coater then adds massive value to any printed product, while its 3D foil technology pushes that still further to increase your profit margin on every sheet that is printed. Then its best-in-class range of multi-finishes, slitter, cutter, and creases, which it recently added to with the new DC648, really does push the boundaries with automation and software integration. And this supports the production of consistent and high-quality printed products, all at the touch of a button. So please do seek out all the crew from Duplo here with us today when we return to the networking to find out more. So it is now my very great pleasure to welcome our Freshly Juiced speaker, Mike Beese of trade printer DecTek. And today, he and I will be having a chat about their transformational story that I hope will inspire, educate you in equal measure. Mike, are you out there? Hello.
I'm live. I hope you can see me. Good morning. Good morning.
We can see you. We can see you. Now, all of our members out there will have received an amazing IPA Big Breakfast recipe book and notebooks last week that came in a beautiful pack. Mike, I think you've got one on your table. Do you want to just hold it up for us?
I'm also a recipient. I sent one to myself.
There we go. That's good. So they were thought up by my colleague Sharon Marnie and produced in collaboration with DecTek using its arsenal of Duplo finishing equipment. And they were designed by our amazing member, Nutshell Creative Marketing. Lucy Swanston, its MD, is here with us today. If you want to find out more, go check them out. They really are showcase the power of print, packaging, and specialty embellishment to drive engagement. Very well done to all of you that were involved in that project. So welcome, Mike. And now I have been down to visit your headquarters, and it really, I have to say, it blew my mind. It is like a Disneyland of print down there. I had a fantastic time, and I was even treated to a ride in Mike's Maserati. But that's a story for another day. Mike,
my apologies.
Well, at least we know that I'm not going to have a heart attack anytime soon. Tick is nice and strong. So, Mike, you and your team were clearly very passionate about what you do, and you're immensely driven. So could you just give us an insight into your journey and how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I was always artistically inclined as a kid, always sketching. When I got to 10 years of age, I wanted to make a few extra pounds. So I started designing murals on walls and making money there. My father was an engineer who moved into trophy manufacture, and he picked up on a shortfall of product, which he brought me into the company to make the little 1-inch centers that were made for trophies. And we started producing 1,000 a week, then we went up to 100,000 per week. And I was an engineer by trade, but my father put me into that as an early age, brought me back out, developed me within the company. So I brought an engineering skill set into printing. From then on, we grew, we started making badges for computers, but I had this urge to create more. So it didn't cause conflict with my father, but we knew I had to take my own path. So in 2002, I made the big step and I started in my kitchen and manufacturing product. Within 3 to 4 weeks, I found a unit. Within 6 months, second unit, and it grew 3-4 units. And then we started to look at manufacturing product. So not just making a single print, but what we could build upon that print. And it grew from there. And DecTek arose. And then we started looking at other products, and we brought in our first finishing machine, a cutting table. And that expanded our product range. It just took us into outer space. And from that, it's grown. Small format, wide format, we've embraced it all.
Cool. Now, having talked to you previously and from our own experience, that the message from the IPA to the industry for a long time, and this is my own personal belief, is that it is absolutely essential for print service providers of any shape or size to diversify strongly into growth markets and understand that print is not the product that they are selling. Print is just a delivery method for that product. The product is actually brand enhancement and taking the vision, creativity, and passion of their customers and translating it into physical form. Do you agree with that philosophy? And can you tell us a little bit about your own diversification strategy in that area?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Everyone is passionate about their brand, everybody. So we are purely focused on diversification now. So we've got a multi-platform of product. Clients are so excited to receive our vision of what we can do with their brand. We are bringing in machines, I would say, on an 8 weekly basis. And from that, the cross-platform of additional product and with our client base baying for new product, for new opportunities, for us, it's a roller coaster, a complete roller coaster of products. So diversification is our whole focus. In doing that, we had a phenomenal January from what we call the Duplo suite. So bringing on the new equipment, and we've engaged in a very, very soft start. And with that, you know, we're realizing now that where we have the machines supporting each other, we are now going to have to buy in dedicated machines. So I can't profess enough that diversification is the key to growth.
And the moment for you, that realization, because you were really big into sort of your specialism with dome badges, resin printing, there was a moment of realization that you've explained to me before about when you went, right, I really need to move and move now. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, certainly. So with the pandemic, which affected us all, we saw a dramatic reduction in our sales. So we looked for new opportunity. And to be honest with you, I never thought or never looked at the small format opportunity. But Duplo were on our tails. They were very politely persistent in saying, this is the way forward. You already have a client base for this. You already have a captive audience. So we looked at product samples. Duplo were very, very supportive and give us an array of product samples. We put those samples out to our client base, and then they become very attentive, and they were then creating demands within the product range for us. So we got the equipment in. We realized that each piece of equipment, which was another product or another number of products, that when we brought in a second machine, then that would multiply by 10. And the third machine, that would multiply by 50. But I never thought I'd be so greatly involved in manufacturing business cards, which with the cross-fertilization of product, it's bringing in other products, it's bringing in other sales. So they're all linking in, and it's all generating this feeding frenzy of brand enhancement.
Yeah. Now, a big part of your success story, and again, your philosophy, is you really build strong relationships with your partners. You don't just see it as a buyer-supplier connection. And I've seen that, you know, I've been down to your premises and I've seen the sheer array of different, you know, print suppliers, manufacturing names that you've got in there, huge number of different technologies. Could you talk to us about that belief in partnerships, both with your suppliers, but also with your customers, and how that works?
Yeah, 100%. I believe in strongly in collaboration. And when you're learning on your journey in business, you're green and you're attentive to what people are professing to you. And they talk about the verticals. So the verticals, you know, you've got your client base, and then they talk about the horizontals. And then we look to the diagonals. So we actually have great relationships now with our suppliers, and we are actually supplying our suppliers. And the suppliers are also creating a network for us. And it's a very supportive, it's not selling, it's more supportive. It's creating a collaborative circle where we are happy to sample, supply, and support. And we don't look at the financial element when we're doing that. It's how can we help you? How can we help us ourselves? And how can we create that inner strength that we support and grow us all? And I really have some wonderful relationships now with our suppliers, which we are getting some really, really great projects and some great sales, market opportunities, which are basically off the scale. So horizontals, verticals, diagonals, whatever you want to call it, it's wholly collaborative.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, everyone, if anyone wants to post a question in the chat room for Mike, I will pick that up, and at the end I'll ask him those questions. Don't make them too tough. Now, your story is really fascinating, as we mentioned, because you started off with this specialty with label doming and resin badges. You then moved into wide format print and inkjet. You've got a big portfolio in there, and then small format print, specialty finishing, and now short run packaging as well, and specialty embellishments. Sorry, my voice goes up when I get excited, but there we go. I'm a big print geek. So you started off as a specialist, and then you branched out into commercial print, which is kind of backwards to most people.
It is indeed, yes.
Can you explain that decision and now how your business model works today?
Yeah, definitely. I've always been intrigued into new markets, and you look and you get lost for looking. So I had an individual that came to us out of the blue and said, hey, do you manufacture packaging? I said, I don't know anything about it, but I'll have a look at it for you. So I got into my Adobe suite and I made this most atrocious box. And I supplied that product. And from that one small, involvement with the client, I looked at how I can produce the software, how we can produce the product, how we can map that. So I started reaching out for that, and then I met some very, very interesting people, and I invited them into our production suite, and they said, you've already got part of the equipment. So we wrapped ourselves around packaging. But what we're finding now with the small format is that we're producing brochures, but again, as you can see, it's wrapped. So we produce business cards. And the packaging side of it, we have some very, very big contracts. We're signing NDAs on a weekly basis. And the whole packaging industry is now based on small volume, quick response, no tooling. It's just a digital setup. So we are producing packaging with embellishment, with effects, with foiling, and they're out within 48 hours. And it's really no stress. The stress comes is when you get the volume orders back.
Now, we've got quite a few international people from around the print industry here with us today. We've got a lot of non-members here today who maybe wouldn't have received a pack. Could you just open that pack for us and just show people what's inside and how it works?
Certainly, yeah. So with the back, it's actually it's printed on a flatbed. Yep. So it's a full color flatbed. Inside them we have the 3 brochures, which are extremely well designed, very colourful, and also you've got, I don't know if you can catch it there, but you've got the embellishment, the effect on there.
Yeah,
and
I can just see that in the light.
That touchy feely, to the brochure. I've got these now. I don't want to use them. I want to keep them. I might print myself some more. But as you can see, it's got the whole effect on there. It's a very, very touchy feely thing. So it's something that you get emotional about. It's with packaging. The opening the box is an emotion, and that's where we've got to create the branding strength on the box. Yes, so the packaging remains with the product, and it doesn't get ejected. So it's kept, and it's for us to be involved in this project. It's a dream come true. But now I've already got my ideas about how we're going to grow this. So if anybody out there has any ideas, please throw them at us. We're happy to sample and just to show you the capability of the finishing and branding equipment.
Yeah, and just this is a big IPA philosophy. So that whole chain was done by members. So DecTek member, Nutshell Creative Marketing did the design for it. We helped with all the production and management. Duplo, another member, their finishing equipment is in at Mike's factory. They helped and supported us with the development of that. So it's a whole ecosystem and chain of partnerships, just like Mike was explaining earlier. And I believe that you printed the flat box on your Canon flatbed. Is it a Canon flatbed? Yeah. What's the flatbed?
Yeah, a Canon Zone, that's correct, yes.
Yeah, that's right. And then you cut it out on your in-house cutting tables. You then prize those all out. And then the books were printed on your in-house toner devices, production devices, and then finished on the Duplo equipment. So all of it was done in-house and brought under one roof. So I think the last question is that there's a lot of businesses out there in the industry that are driven by passionate people. They want to have a healthy, growing business. But at the moment, they are struggling just just focusing on print and trying to just be more efficient to make money. Now, something you've said to me previously, and it's pretty strong, was that if you just print, you won't survive. So could you elaborate on that a little bit, and what's your advice to your fellow print businesses?
Yeah, well, I'm a strong believer in that. If you just print a one-dimensional product, what is it? It's just a poster. It's a poster. If you add another function, if you add a crease, it becomes a leaflet. If you add a staple, it becomes a booklet. So you're opening opportunities by adding all these layers of manufacture. When we received the graphics from Nutshell, it was quite simplistic that we just put this into our operational software, and it was set up within minutes. It's generic software. It was ready to print. It was ready to function. We press the go button on this. It comes out of the machine, and within 3 to 4 minutes, you've got a finished brochure. It's complete. It's ready to launch. Then you make your slight adjustments, but then you can add product. You can add finishes. You can go back and re-engineer, and that's the beautiful the beauty of the digital embellishment. It's very simplistic. It's very creative. It's very reactive.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, Mike, thank you so much for your time with us today. Everyone, go and look up DecTek. They are an amazing company. Have a meeting with Mike's team. You will not be disappointed. If you're a geek like me, go down to their factory and it will just absolutely blow you away. So thank you very much for sharing those insights with us today. That was excellent, Mike. If you have any questions for him, he'll be back on the networking floor in just a minute, so you can join him there. Please do check out all the banners to the right of the floor plan in the sizzling sausages section to find out more about Duplo and DecTek. But otherwise, thanks everybody, and I'll see you back on the floor for more networking in just a minute.